Hey, JC here at JC's Comics and More, your pop culture superstore at 6725 West Central Avenue in Toledo, Ohio. 436-17419, 531-6097. We have an Instagram, JC's Comics and More. We do have a website, www.jcscomicsmore.com. Just picked up a small little selection of comics. In here was an Avengers #9, the first appearance of Wonder Man. Not too bad a copy, except it does have some repair work done on that there. So we're going to price it up appropriately. Pages inside look very, very nice. It's a very complete comic. Does not appear to be any names out of the ordinary as far as, well, we've got Gary Rafferty, so we do have another Gary Rafferty comic. Got the Don Heck artwork. There you've got this Marvel masterpiece. Shows Spider-Man #18, which, by the way, there's Spider-Man #18. Amazing Spider-Man #18, that is. So we've got this issue here. We'll get priced up. So this will be available later today. Certainly come on down. These comics hopefully will be priced to move. So comics that you can get certainly not going to cost you a lot. But Amazing Spider-Man #18. We did have a #18 that was in that collection I bought over the summer. But here I think this is a little bit better than the 18 that I had. This is complete. You got Abe Vigoda on the back. You do have some wear there on the inside. So certainly this is not going to be a real expensive copy of #18. Checking the letters pages. There's a Frank Bruner letter in here. So you got Frank Bruner. Imagine that. By your Amazing #18, you get a letter from Frank Bruner that he was a comic book fan before he became an artist. That's the problem with, I think, a lot of creators these days, quote-unquote creators and writers and artists that are doing comics. I don't think they probably grew up reading comics and grew up as comic fans. But you got the great Steve Ditko and Stan Lee, both that we lost this year. May they rest in peace, both of those guys. Cameos by the Goblin, Doc Ock, Vulture, and Craven. And you got the FF. You've got Daredevil in his wrestling uniform. That's certainly when his wrestling uniform went on. You got the Avengers in there. You got Aunt May. You got Liz Allen. Nice book there. This also features the first appearance of Ned Leeds. He's in here. There he is. There's Ned. I believe that's Ned Leeds, but this is his first appearance that's in here. And we got Betty. Him and Betty are breaking up. The Sandman. Sandman faces Spidey down at the wrong period of time. Spidey's getting liquored up on cough syrup. That's why he's all feeling loopy. The Torch decides to go after him. You got Liz, you got Flash. Flash is trying to get dressed up to defend Spidey's honor and gets his butt kicked, and doesn't know where the hell he is or anything. Oh, there's Ned. There's Ned Leeds. It wasn't that blonde dude before, but there's Ned. So we do have this issue, and look, you've got these Marvel masterpieces that are available now on sale. We've got a #38. Nice white cover on this 38. Unfortunately, it is a subscription copy. You can see the subscription crease. He fights just a guy named Joe. This was Ditko's last issue on Amazing Spider-Man. Written and edited by Stan, plotted and drawn by Steve Ditko. Just a guy named Joe. This is Steve's swan song. Here we've got the Marvel masterpieces. Don't miss the mystery villain of the month, the Black Panther. He's a sensation. They didn't even show you the cover for the FF #52 with the Panther on it. So, is it his first appearance or not? You can see the issue here. Certainly is complete. You got Ditko as you'd expect Ditko. You got Gwen. You got Harry. You got Flash. Many years before you saw a guy named Joe come back. believe he came back in issue of Spectacular Spider-Man many, many years later. And I want to say that George Perez did the cover on that. I don't have the issues, so I can't dig it out to show you. And Spider-Man put the punches on and had enough. The spots, I don't see him anymore. Look, Spidey beat the spots right out of him. He's so happy. He's going to be Joe Smith, an actor. Joe Smith. Who would ever be named Joe Smith? You get the bullpen bulletins. You got all kinds of great stuff you could order from Marvel way back then. You got the letters pages. Let's see. Is there a Frank Bruner in here? No Frank Bruner in here this time, right? Let's check. No. No Frank Bruner. But the last page, again, a pretty solid issue. You do have that there, and you do have the subscription crease. Got Amazing number 741. First appearance of the Rhino. This is Jazzy John Romita. And, of course, Stan Lee. You got Mickey Demo, the inker. I think that he later was Mike Exposito. I think that was his pen name at the time. There you got King Size Special with Thor. You got Marvel Superheroes number 1 reprint, Marvel Collector's Item. The flashback to Amazing Spider-Man number 1. Jonah just does not see Spidey as ever being a hero. You got Betty. Betty's back in town. She and Ned. Spidey is longing. Peter Parker is longing for Betty Brant. They're going to go get a cup of coffee. And there's Ned Leeds. He's back, and they're hitting it back off again. Spidey, as Peter has become the third wheel. Get the Rhino. He has to try to stop him. Rhino seems to be pretty unstoppable at that time. Snaps his webbing. But he did put the Rhino down at the end. And Peter Parker gets a motorcycle in this issue, so he's hot rodding. And then he shows up showing the gang, Gwen and Harry and Flash. Gwen is a little disappointed that he's got a motorcycle, but you know she's not. You know, she's pretty hot about that. And it's time for her to meet Mary Jane. No excuses. Next issue, you finally get to meet Mary Jane. You know, get to find out what it's all about. He's been avoiding her. Got Fantastic Four number 55 with the Silver Surfer as he comes back, and the Thing catches him with his girlfriend Alicia. And you look here, and it looks like there's no big names in there this here as far as people writing in. Then we go to Amazing Spider-Man number 52. Him and Jonah to Die Like a Hero. This is the third appearance of the Kingpin. Got John Romita again. Got Not Brand Eck. Number 2. Marvel ad there. Spidey busts free of the shackles that he was in. Jonah's really freaking out. They think that they're both dead, but they're not. And he's beating up Fred Foswell. Spider-Man, he's still alive, but how? Got Flash. Flash has come back from fighting in the Vietnam War. He's come back to see the gang. There you go. You got Gwen looking hot as she always does, and Mary Jane, which, again, very hot as well. Spidey and the Kingpin are squaring off. The Kingpin seems to get the better of him, and he gets away. Kingpin was a major thorn in the side for Spidey. And you've got Foswell gets shot. He was, I believe, he was the big man and a villain, and he died. He died a hero. Next issue had Doc Ock in it. That was a very good storyline where Doc Ock ended up going to becoming Aunt May's boarder at her house. When Peter Parker showed up there, imagine that surprise. His greatest enemy Again, you've got no big names in that one there. And then we've got a number 65. 65 does have some damage there. Do have some damage on the back cover there. So it means it's going to be a fairly cheaper copy. This was inked by Jim Madman Mooney. Of course, illustrated by John Romita. Got Gwen. Gwen, of course, you got Captain Stacy. Peter Parker got beat up pretty good in that one there. You've got Mary Jane. Gave her a different hairstyle, which didn't last for very long. Nobody went with Mary Jane with that short bob like that. That's not hot Mary Jane. Got Avengers King Size Special 2 being shown. And we look at the letters pages. We've got a Dennis Smith, but don't think he ever became anything in comics. You got a Fred Brown. Mysterio was the next issue. And Spidey stops the jailbreak that was happening there. We go to issue number 79. This is the second appearance of the Prowler. Big John Buscema and Jim Mooney. The Prowler was created by John Romita and his son, John Romita Jr. John Jr. helped create the Prowler. Prowler was a great character, but Marvel, I think, just did not know what to do with him at the time that this book came out. Because we didn't see him, we only saw him a few times. Again, we look at the letters pages. I don't really see much in here as far as the letters pages. Got the Mighty Marvel checklist. But seeing John Buscema do Amazing Spider-Man was a great work. Got number 97. This is one of the infamous no code issues. 97, 96, 97, 98. No code. Romita cover. You've got Gil Kane and Frank Giacola doing the inks. A very powerful book here. And the letters pages, except for the death of Captain Stacy. And again, nothing in here, but this does have a house ad for the Harlan Ellison two-parter with the Avengers and the Incredible Hulk. Goblin's power. Harry's all hopped up on pills. Great story with a great message in this book here. And you got, look, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger in there, holding this pretty girl in his arms. You know, long before he became the Governor. Got MJ looking hot as ever. He's fighting the Goblin. The Goblin always seemed to get the best of him. And we've got an amazing number 99, another prison issue. Stan was never shied away from. And also, this featured the return of Gwen Stacy. Gwen is back in Spidey's life. She had gone over to England to spend time with her aunt and uncle over there. Her aunt and uncle was her brother, her father's brother, Captain Stacy. I think it was Arthur Stacy, and George Stacy, of course, was Gwen's father. You got the prison break. You got supposed to be Johnny Carson, and he makes an appearance on there. As he makes an appearance on there, the cops show up. So he goes off, but he gets back together with Gwen, and that's all that matters. Him and Gwen are going to have a nice evening together. And look there again. That's from Amazing number 94. There. That's from Amazing 93. And we don't have. Here we have a letter from Captain George Stacy as Toad 2. And then finally, we've got a reprint of Evil Ernie number 1 by Brian Pulido and Stephen Hughes. This is from Adventure Comics, so a great reprint there. This was from June 1992. So you've got Evil Ernie. Great black and white stuff. Unfortunately, Brian no longer has the rights for Evil Ernie, but he does Lady Death. So that's the first appearance of Lady Death. That was the very first time you ever saw the alluring Lady Death. How hot she was. Lady Death is pretty hot. Who would not want to kill for that? And Ernie is just a boy that's in an insane asylum, and he has not yet become Ernie as you know it. The resurrection. Got Lady Death there. Stephen Hughes, great Stephen Hughes artwork. Stephen's been gone many years now. We certainly miss Stephen. So we'll have this issue, this War of the Dead. This has stuff of Megadeth, Overkill. First drawing of Evil Ernie by creator Brian Pulido. There you go. You've got something very rare right there. The sketchbook. This is very rare stuff. And more rare artwork by Brian. And got some stuff based on Stephen Hughes' involvement. Beautiful Deadly Lady Death. Brian's first sketch of Lady Death. This was, I believe, supposed to have been Kelly Bundy, Christina Applegate. Was born on November 25th, in case you didn't know that. I know somebody else born on November 25th, a couple of people, and always wish them well. So I've got all kinds of stuff. Evil One gives a thumb up for his favorite magazine, so certainly we will have that available for sale as well. And sorry about that. This camera decides to automatically zoom in sometimes. If you like these videos, certainly subscribe. And if you do subscribe, smash that bell for notifications. And thanks for watching.